Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment. You can listen to The Mike O'Mara Show at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
Well, what have we here?
It's a podcast.
Fine.
And what excitement we have today.
It's The Mike O'Mara Show with Mike O'Mara and Rob Spiewak. Now, here's Mike.
You know, I always make fun of my my wife for something I think she got from her mom, which is wanderlust, where always uncomfortable in the same place.
Right.
If you count today's move, I have now moved in this house. I started my studio in the den.
Yes.
Then I moved back to the guest room, which is in this part of the house. Then I moved out to the garage, and now I have moved back to the guest room in the house. After investing in for what is relatively a small home, a split air conditioning unit. So now I will have the wonderful benefit when I become truly elderly and sell this home someday of telling the young folks that you can have but it's great for a workshop. So if you're out there working
Mike,
in the summertime, it'll be
do you
perfect.
know how that is going to preserve your Christmas ornaments?
See? I didn't even think of the positives, Rob.
See, there's
I
so
didn't
many
think of the
good
positives.
things. There are. You've got all that tinsel and all those balls.
Now, I think the person who, Rob, may be most surprised at the fact that I am here in this studio.
Alive.
That is with a trip north of Orlando this weekend and a finished, completed new studio that you can eat.
Well, when you called me yesterday for a quick
I
check.
think Josh was probably very surprised.
He was
very surprised.
But when you called me yesterday afternoon and we had a successful check, I just sort of shook my head and said, wow, okay, great. That's good. That's really good. And it didn't take a full weekend.
No, it didn't take a full day.
No, it did not.
It took a day. I'm not going to lie and say it didn't take a day. It took the better part of a day to get it all, nailed down. But it's, that's where we are now, and we're happy to be in here. It feels different. I'm going to have a garage again, which we determined we needed down here.
So back to the birdhouse building now?
Back to the birdhouse building. Back to my workshop. I hate to say that that monstrosity of a table, that was so very important, is gone.
Where did it go?
It's being collected today.
Oh, really?
What do you propose I do with it? You
You
know how large it is.
It
right?
is. I would
There's
think
no room for it.
I would start on Facebook Marketplace, and I would insist this is an as-is take with proposition.
Mrs. O'Mara does not have the time for that.
Put it on your boy. He's about to get out of school.
What? Have him sell it?
Yeah, and give
No.
him 10%.
Not happening.
You want to see motivation?
Not
give
happening.
him 10% of the sale price.
You know what?
What?
Can't talk her into it. She wants it gone.
Okay, so do you have to arrange for big trash pickup?
It's been done.
Do you get
It's
charged?
done, Joan. It's done.
They're
It's
in your
Joan.
car.
They're loading the car now.
Do you have to pay extra for big trash pickup?
I hope not.
Because my mom has just recently found out that she wants to get rid of some beautiful Stone Age black iron lawn furniture that she had. She's replaced it with, a space age polymer.
Right.
And so she wants to get rid of this ancient stuff, and no one will take it because it's garbage. And she arranged for a pickup, and they're charging her $65 for a big item pickup. They
Yeah.
don't charge us for that. I'm just
That
curious if
sucks.
it does suck.
That's criminal.
Florida
So
does
this
not
is
charge
going to
either.
be
Okay,
this is
good,
officially
good.
going to be my first really honest moment with Josh.
Okay.
And I want total honesty, all right?
Okay.
Because I know that you've been aware almost since the beginning that the functionality of being in the garage was a little suspect.
Right.
And you had ideas of straightening things out because kind of what you do and what you've done for a long time is organization and technology.
I would say simplification.
Simplification.
Yeah.
And I think of the
100 pounds of cables I removed from Chad's studio before
And-
he started. So I was expecting kind of to find that in your garage.
And you would have. If you looked in there right now, I'll send a picture of the aftermath. I'll send a picture. I might put it public. I might not. I don't know what I want to do. No, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that because that will subject me to the looky-loos that will be scrutinizing
Yeah.
every fiber.
Yes.
The prime
And
directive
Right
is
now,
to
there are
find
people
things,
that
yeah.
right now there are people that are partially turgid, thinking about that. We'll get to see everything. I didn't know he had that. Does he really need that? Does he not? Nope. F you and your families too. That's what. So here's the honesty part.
Yeah.
Josh lives in. We could not be further apart in the state. If you almost wanted to go end to end,
Yeah.
we'd almost be there, Josh and I, when it comes to the state of Florida, but not quite. Josh is in St. Augustine. I'm in Fort Myers, but it is not.
It's a 5-hour drive.
It's a 5-hour drive. So
Let's
my
hear it
question
for
to
St.
you,
Augustine, Mike.
my question to you, if you, I think he just answered the question. As far as I wouldn't imagine you were totally looking forward to that, right?
No, I was looking forward. I was looking forward to it because it's what I enjoy. I mean,
Okay, then
cleaning
if
up
you
messes
enjoy
is fun. So
There is cable
I-
management of out the wazoo in the studio I have.
yeah, I saw that on some when you were giving us a little pre-show tour.
Little pre-show tour.
So yeah, no.
So
I'm
if you
already-
think, but I
I'm
don't
already
think
thinking
that-
in my head of what I need to bring down.
Okay,
Wire ties,
so that
right?
answers my question. You want to do
Wire-
that. You want to do it
wire
anyway.
ties.
You want to come down tomorrow night, tomorrow afternoon rather, and get her done and head back Wednesday afternoon.
Yeah, I'm all good with that. I've got a rental car ready to go.
Okay. All right. Are you flying?
No, I'm driving.
Okay, you're driving. You're just not taking your own vehicle.
Correct.
Okay, I get it.
He doesn't
I
want to be
understand.
spotted in that school bus orange car. He wants to be under the
I just
wire.
wanted to double check because there's, a little tweaking that probably can go on here with you here.
Yeah.
But I think based on here I am now, without any assistance,
No, this is impressive.
I've done I've tweaked it, and there was a clunky piece of furniture in here, which I wouldn't call it a Murphy bed, but it is a cabinet. People down in that are space challenged in Florida have these things, which are cabinets with a bed inside.
I've slept in it.
You've slept in it.
Yes.
That now is holding my my monitor and everything else. That's and the camera, and it's. As I in my mind's eye, I knew right away that it was going to be perfect. Now, in the event that Josh comes down here and say it's not perfect, we can do better. That's fine. But really, by and large, all I've got one main thing, and this is where we are the white trash family of white.
Yes.
My son, with his gaming, prefers a direct input into the router.
Well, it's all about
Right.
speed, Mike.
Speed is enhanced by that. The router cable for his, he does not have an outlet in there for Ethernet. He does not have that. So
Right.
I have run a cable out the window of this bedroom into his bedroom along the wall. That's been forever. In fact, the only person that screwed the whole thing up yesterday
Yeah.
when we were doing this move was my son. My son decided that going directly into the modem would be what he wanted to do for maximum speed, which
Sure.
is probably true, but it screwed the world up for us because I'm like, what's happened? What's happened? And then I realized what he had done. So I'm looking over at his cable going out the window right now. But
It's nice when you have that wire outside of your house. You can very easily clip a Confederate flag to it.
there you go. Put it right next to the car that's on blocks, which should be fine.
But that's
So-
a new one. I've seen lots of people run wires between rooms. Normally, you go out the doorway and down the hall and into
Yeah.
the next doorway. I've never seen window to window.
Window to window is the shortest distance, so
Yes.
that's why we did that. So I know that type of thing is your wheelhouse. You know how to
I do.
handle that, and you're bringing you're bringing your bitchin' set of tools down here too.
I will pack up some tools and toss them in the
Will you
car.
entertain
That's
one
exciting.
question? Will you bring
Please.
a drill?
I have plenty of drills.
I know you do. That's what I was going
In
to say.
fact, we were talking about me. If I put that picture of the garage and what it looks like now, people would have a field day. Does he really need that much drill power? I have tons of stuff. I just don't know where any of it is.
It's a
And as
marvelous. It's a marvelous setup. It
And as
really
far
is.
as cable, Rob, what was left when you left here?
right.
You characterize it because it'd be better for you to do it than me.
Well, there was, I believe the procedure started with a great attention to detail. And then as we got closer to our departing flight on Sunday, there was more and more cables under a rug. And then when we signed on Monday, you had moved everything anyway.
Yeah.
So it
Just
was
never
not-
it was
it
never a project that was
right.
meant to be.
It was never right.
But the idea of, and then Josh, one of the first things he observed, he said, you got to downsize a little bit
Yeah.
for what your purposes are. You know?
Yeah, it was too much.
Yeah.
Unnecessary.
Too much.
You had to be
I-
able to reach your things. You got to reach your things.
No, see, I still can't reach the things.
Well, we'll fix that.
He'll
Maybe.
fix it.
I do like this camera angle because it cuts your laptop out of the screen.
You
which
like
is
that?
nice.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay,
Because it was
that-
always partially on there when we were doing the clips and everything.
Okay, all right. Well,
So that's good.
That's
Good
a good
improvement.
thing. And you know, I so that was you know, the gist of it. And I think that I would like to think that this is going to be where it's going to be, because no one really visits anymore. So
Now, I
Well,
was offered the guest bedroom, and now it's gone.
you are now going to be in Michael's bedroom. Michael will be with us. So that's where, and he has been instructed to prep it. It will be clean and shiny for you in the guest BR, and you know, and we will even probably take you to you know, out to for a nice din.
Oh,
think
that's
that would
nice.
be-
But you have to be
good.
home in time to watch Jeopardy.
No, we don't do that anymore. We haven't been watching Jeopardy for the summer.
Oh, you need
The
to.
early spring, the late spring. You know, they all run together down here. So
That's true. And at
so-
our age.
So the weekend was going up to you know, to go north. We went to a town called Winter Park
I've heard of this, and I think it's
And-
ironically named to be in Florida and be called winter. no?
to look at a vehicle, and then back home. So Winter Park is located, if I'm correct, northwest of Orlando, which meant that when I put in my info into the navigation, it took me on, and I wrote it down, the worst road in Florida.
Hey, that's
And
great.
I think any Floridian,
I-4?
there it is. Any Floridian who has traveled the state knows that the road that Josh just mentioned is it is not even describable. And you can take every beltway, you can take Los Angeles, it rivals that. And I mean, we've had in DC the worst traffic in the world. I-4, what time would I say? 11:30, 12 o'clock on Saturday,
Okay.
bumper to bumper, because we are on the wrong side
Oy.
of the stupid parks.
Yeah.
And if you're on the wrong side of the stupid parks, you got all the, and even after you're on, it's constant, it's nonstop, and that's what it was. So it was.
So you didn't stop by Disney? I mean, you were right in the neighborhood.
No, but during the return trip,
Yeah.
I have to say, there was a find of finds. We were hungry, and we didn't want to stop in Orlando, even though there would be a myriad of possibilities in Orlando.
It's the first place we went to Twin Peaks, you know.
It's the Twin Peaks, wonderful establishment. Two of them down in my area now.
They're best
Just
in
opened
pairs,
one down in
Mike.
Naples, Florida, and they
Yes,
got
of
one.
course.
Literally, I could walk to one from here.
But you
But
won't.
I've only been in very late at night. Might have been thrown out once.
No.
Yeah. So I don't have the courage to go in. I don't want to get in trouble. So, but yeah, when my son turns 16, I don't know what I'm saying.
Maybe 18, Mike. Come on.
When my son turns 18,
Yes.
he'll walk in and I'll follow him.
Well, he'll
We'll do
say,
that.
Dad, do you want to go to Twin Peaks? I sure could use your parking pass.
Right up front.
Hey, Mike, if this is true, this is fantastic.
No problem at all.
Hi, Madonna Friends, who is in the chat room right now.
Oh, hi, Madonna. Nice
Great to see you. Yeah.
You got Rob completely distracted. I'm not sure I'm comfortable with you having access to that with your ADD.
Mike, It's
You have
fine.
ADD. You have ADD, so you're looking at
I
comments
think we
the
I
whole
think
time.
we all do. But
Yeah.
what happened what was your find in Orlando?
Don't change the subject. I think you have ADD.
Okay,
I
so
think
I
having
have
the
ADD.
comments. I want to have the comments too.
You can
Well,
have
I've got
the
it right
comments.
over here.
You do have the comments.
I do have the comments.
Mike,
Okay.
anything
But that
you
will
want, you
distract
can
you
have.
also because you have ADD as well.
But not bad enough to give you grief about your signature on your email.
He knows.
Yes.
Mike, for a
Correct.
while, Josh had an extra space in his email signature, and I let it go for about 2 days, and I couldn't stand it anymore. And I said, you have to correct your email signature because of the extra space. And to be kind, he did.
I get it. I understand, Rob. I
Thank
understand. Where was I? I was
The
looking at
ultimate
comments.
discovery on the trip.
Mike doesn't know LA traffic. Blow me. That's what happens when I get comments. All right.
All right.
I got your I don't know LA traffic. No, I don't know LA traffic.
Well, you've been in it.
But I mean, I acknowledged LA traffic.
Yeah, it's very bad.
Yeah, this is why I can't. play with
I-4
this.
is a different type of traffic because it's not people trying to get to and from work. It's all tourists just looking all over the place
Oh, that's
at the
bad.
big billboards and
Right.
big buildings and just distracted driving.
Did we drive
driving? Now that remember, you heard driving
Oh,
there.
yeah.
Later
Oh,
in the
I know.
week. Later in the week, I promise you. I know you're out there listening, people. We will address the Josh Soroka dropping of consonants, which is and I have to say this. In my life, I have never heard anyone do it better. No one.
He's great
No
at
one
it.
touches him with dropping consonants.
Oh, it's a Baltimore accent, but not full Baltimore accent.
But it's the consonant thing. We'll do a deep dive on it.
I love it.
I love it. And by the way, in my opinion, it's up to him. I have no say over it. But in my opinion, I never want him to change it.
I
I
agree.
don't think I can.
Good. That's good to hear.
Now,
So getting back to the
talking
drive. Yes.
I-4, is that a road we took when we took our road trip those
Yes.
many years ago?
When we
I
decided
remember
that
it,
we
yes.
would cut through the center of the state.
It's horrible.
And what's funny is you can access many little arteries that'll take you maybe an hour out of the way. But
my doctor told me the same thing.
you can do it. It's going to take you some time.
Right.
But it's worth it as
Yeah.
opposed to sitting on that dangerous, horrible piece of roadway. And so I recommend that highly. When you're navigation, and it's always going to tell you it's an extra hour, deal with it.
Yeah.
Deal with the extra hour and deal with looking at beautiful places. Because if we hadn't done that and hopped off that super slab of I-4, we would not have discovered a place to eat. You can eat.
Now,
I
when you
am telling
discovered
you,
it, were you hungry or was it
I
just
was not just hungry, I was hangry.
Oh no! And I-4 helped
Because
with that. Yeah.
Mrs. O'Mara and as I like to call him in tribute to my father's late sister, the hollow leg, he would eat 24/7, 365 days. He would eat every day, every hour of every day. That's what 10-year-olds do. They eat. They eat constantly. Josh knows what I'm talking about. So I was hangry because I had not had anything to eat. And as we're driving along back through as soon as you get far enough south of Orlando, the infrastructure starts to disintegrate. I like to call it as soon as you leave civilization.
Well, Mike, the legendary Florida infrastructure that's so great anyway, it really begins to decay? Really?
You're around a city,
Yeah.
a big city, a big bustling city of Orlando, and then you get out immediately into agriculture.
The hinterlands.
Big agriculture dominates, big housing doesn't.
What are
In
they
fact,
growing there? Is it sugar?
Sugar cane is part of it, but most of it is citrus.
Yes.
We went by
I've heard of this Florida citrus. They grow oranges.
What's the company that makes the orange? Is it Nature's Florida Nature, Natural Florida? There's a orange juice that's
Is it
out there.
Sears?
No, it's not Sears. It's Nature. What's it?
Nature's
Florida
Own?
Natural? Florida Natural? Or what? It's an orange juice brand.
Okay, very
It's
good.
massive. It's
Sure.
massive.
Florida's natural.
Florida's natural, and it is the absolute epicenter of this. In a town we drove through, might have been Haines City. Not sure what it was, but it was.
Did you get a T-shirt?
They all run together. When you get outside of the major metropolitan, they run together. And I'm driving.
Hi,
and
it's Mike O'Mara in Haines City. Hello, America.
I'm hangry, and I am realizing
Yes.
that the further we get away from the Disney enterprises,
Right.
the less likely it is that I'm going to get what I truly have wanted all day. With all the driving,
Yeah.
there's one thing I wanted to eat. You want something to eat? Do you need something to eat?
What, Mike? Can I guess what you were
Yeah,
desiring?
because it's really specific. It's a common delicacy that people want.
Delicacy?
No,
I was gonna
it's
guess
not. No, don't get delicacy out of your head.
I was
Get
going to
delicacy.
say biscuits and gravy,
No,
waffles.
no,
Is it a carb?
no.
Really? Okay. Fried? Anything? No. Broiled?
No, not exactly. Well, yeah, perhaps. Yes, perhaps. Slow cooked, perhaps.
Oh, barbecue.
No.
Slow cooked. Was it a pork product?
There are restaurants that have taken their name over this product.
Mike, I give up.
Josh, any guesses?
Slow cooked.
No, seafood is the only way Rob has not shot.
Oh, no. What
Going after
about
any
beef
seafood.
brisket?
You're getting warm.
Okay, so it's not barbecue and it's not beef brisket.
Yeah, think.
I'm trying.
Come on.
Slow cooked. Is it beef?
Yes.
Ribs? Beef
No.
ribs.
No.
Smoked beef.
No.
And it's not Chinese food.
No.
Mike, it
There are only
eludes-
like two categories.
some pit. I keep going back to barbecue, pit barbecue,
No.
beef barbecue, and it's
No.
not that.
Did you go
It's
with
two
a steak?
words.
Steak,
The other one.
ground beef.
No. Prime rib.
Okay, all
I
right.
wasn't going to go too long with that.
All right.
Prime rib. I want that. I
That's
had
awfully specific to
I had,
start out on
I
a
had
road
a
trip and
craving
say,
because,
"That's
well,
what
I might as well
want."
announce it now. I'm pregnant. I had a craving, and I wanted that, and I knew that around that area, in Rubetown,
Yeah.
we might be. But Carla didn't want to linger in the Orlando area, of course, because her little tummy was filled. Her lovely, gorgeous little tummy was filled.
When did the crab? I'm marvel at this.
I
because
saw an ad for Lowry's online. They had a Lowry's prime rib, which is I think in Atlanta or something like that, and it was online. And they the behind. You watch these videos,
Yeah.
the behind the scenes at restaurants.
Yes.
And I saw that maybe Friday night or Thursday night, and I had
planted a
a
seed.
craving that would not go away.
I think that Lowry's is one of those steak places and meat places that's always mentioned in Sky Mall. You know, when you're reading or Hemispheres. When
It
you're
might
reading
be
a
because
magazine.
it's well traveled.
Yeah.
But that was in my head. So we're driving around, and I have no idea what town we're in, but it's starting to get elderly and citrusy.
I sure do want some prime rib.
Josh is a resident of the state. He knows what I'm talking about.
Yes.
It gets elderly and citrusy because you've got one industry that supports the town, and the other is retirees and people that are living in the central part of the state at a bargain.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the way it works. So I'm really, really excited to try to find someplace. But as we have now moved into this town, I realize it's done.
What
That
time
it's
is
gonna
it
be
on Saturday that you're at this terrible craving?
3:30.
That's a little early for prime rib.
Well, no, it is, but not if I don't
true.
prime rib. I'm hangry, and I'm not a pleasant person to be in the car with because I realize I will not be getting the one thing out of my day of driving that I want.
All
Yeah.
I wanted was a
There's also-
prime rib.
There's also a lot of 4:00 dinners in Florida.
There are tons
you're
of
right.
4 o'clock
You're
dinners.
right. I step aside.
We are driving along a slab of, I couldn't even tell you, it was 17, it was 27, it was 42, whatever the hell these little
Hike.
one-horse roads are. And we're driving along, and on the right side of the road is a giant sign with that says Manny's Chop House. And as God is my witness,
Yes.
they have a picture of prime rib. And I am was Carla driving or was I driving? I was driving. And I said, look! Look!
Had you
And-
made it known that this was your desire?
Oh, 100%. And Carla says, go up to the next turnaround, hang a U-turn. The whole family begins to get excited.
Manny's.
We hang the U-turn.
Yes.
And this is I now know the time. It is literally 3:30 in the afternoon sharp. It is
Okay.
3:30 sharp. And we pull in to this parking lot and there is not a parking space available. It
Packed.
is packed on Saturday evening, afternoon, late Saturday after lunch. It is packed, and then the lot next door for an auto body shop.
Yes.
I am Mr. Class.
You are.
Look, I know that is also packed. And at this point, Carla, who I should mention is full, says, no, we're not dealing with that.
Why
I'd like
is
to
she
get home.
full? Has she been
She had a
snacking?
sandwich. She had a sandwich in. Carla had a sandwich in the car. She had a sandwich in the car. And my son, this is when having a 10-year-old is great. I said,
Yeah.
Michael, are you hungry? And he goes, yes. Because that would
Perfect.
be the answer no matter
And
what.
no matter
answer.
what. No matter what. Yeah, he's
We-
on your side.
Carla says, I am not going to. And I look, and you know when you can look at a restaurant and you see the waiting people
Yeah.
out on the sidewalk out front.
Yeah, in the heat.
We dump off Michael, and at this point, I said, we can at least check. She said, I'm not going to check. And Carla's in the passenger side. So this is a full-fledged mutiny rebellion right here.
Yeah,
She's not even going to get out of the car. She wants me to get out of the car. And I don't like to get out of the car. I don't like to twist. I don't like to bend. I don't like to get up.
And you're
when I get up,
driving.
I
I
want to
mean-
get out of a golf cart and hit a golf ball and get back in and sit down. again.
You're driving. That would mean actually
I'm
like
driving.
stopping and getting out and putting someone else in
Precisely.
the drive.
Thank
This
you,
is
Rob.
too much.
Thank you for
Why
understanding.
can't she be on your side?
Because she was full and she wanted to get home, which I understand. It's been a long day.
Yeah.
And Michael gets in it and he comes out. He comes out of the door and he looks at me and he goes, right across his throat. No chance. He said,
Oh,
Dad,
man.
over an hour.
Damn it.
I don't know. At this point, I'm like, well, they've got to be offering some sort of, poop out your beef special at this particular
I'm surprised you
joint.
didn't yell to Michael, go back in and say we'll sit at the bar.
Needless to say, we're on the way. I said, all right, okay. And this is what I said. All right, we'll settle. I go from euphoria to crushing disappointment because the only pleasant part of my day was going to be having a nice piece of meat.
That you've been
That's
thinking
what I
about
wanted.
for over 24 hours.
Because I don't eat like I used to. So
Right.
when I have a meal that I really look forward to, it's special because
It
I
is.
just don't. Most of the time, I'm eating vegan bites and protein bars. That's my staple. And so we hit the road again. Not there. It is. Look at that. Look. What would you say if you wanted beef and you saw
a great
that
sign.
that you saw
I
that?
would say there would be skid marks in front of that restaurant from the amount of people that slammed on
Thank
their
you.
brakes.
It's Manny's original chop house. Thank
with
you
a
for getting
huge,
that sign.
marvelous cleaver in the logo.
By the way, any future pictures of Manny's would be sincerely appreciated because that will help me describe the place. I didn't go inside at that location. We are half an hour down the road.
And yours probably, you know what?
I'm done.
You-
I'm sad.
You're pissy, right?
We're not gonna. We're gonna get a convenience store candy bar or something. That's what it's going to be. We're not going to get any more food. Where we are. It's not going to happen. We take the Waze has kicked in and it's taken me my little back road, so I don't have to deal with the big highways. And we take a left-hand turn. We go. I forgot what the town was. Lo and behold, we come into the next town.
Yes.
There's another one.
Get out.
I said, I can't believe it. No, please. And it's not even, I am so hungry at this particular time that I look ahead and I am saying to myself, this cannot be true. This cannot be true.
Because to me, it didn't look like a chain. It looked like a one and oh, look at that.
And that's what I'm looking at. Now, look, if you want like mid-priced beef, does that not scream beef at a bargain.
Mike,
right?
I can't tell you the last time I had prime rib at a place that was decorated with hubcaps.
It's exciting, isn't it?
It is. It is. It's got sort of a Cracker Barrel vibe to it.
It has a Cracker Barrel, which is fine with me because
Yeah,
you know
I like Cracker
am
Barrel,
white
yeah.
trash.
Yeah.
And this one, parking abundance, which tells me at 4:15
Yes.
we are golden,
Well,
and we
all
were.
the seniors are done eating at 4:15.
By the way, we've taken the puppy with us in a little puppy carrier. So we've got Stubby, we've got Michael, we've got Carla, and me. And not only do they offer the prime rib on the menu prominently, we are seated immediately. And as I'm walking by, I see a table full of margaritas. They specialize in foo-foo
oh my
margarita
God,
drinks.
Mike, this was meant to be.
And it was absolutely amazing until the beef got there. But that's a different story. I don't want to pit Nick's. I don't want to pit Nick. I have to say the beef was a little tough, but outside of that, it was.
Was it not marbled
euphoric.
enough?
It was not. It was deliciously marbled. No, it was
overly
not.
marbled.
It was not. Because I
Okay.
said, really,
It's a fatty cut, the prime rib.
There you go. We promise you the best steak in town, cooked just right and served there. It's yummy, yummy. It
Served
was
up
yummy.
in a fun, friendly, courteous
Manny's
atmosphere.
Chop House. I don't care that the prime rib was tougher than I wanted because I almost had one of my Uncle Bill Sheehan's moves. Where
Oh,
it's like,
no, the cough?
But man, euphoria.
gotta
Great
ask-
server, great everything. Yes, is it Cracker Barrel-ish? Yes, but that's me. That's who I really
Yeah,
am, and I
it
know
is.
that at my advanced age. Now, I am not a fine dining guy. I am a Manny's Chop House guy, which
Yeah.
is not cheap. Not cheap because they're
in
serving
years
beef.
past, Mike, in years past, you were also an iron skillet guy.
I
You
love.
like your places.
I like my salt of the earth type of joints, and man, it was fun. I wish we had one down here.
How are the side dishes?
Side dish, I had beans and rice.
That's a weird side
Isn't
dish.
it?
For
Little Cajun flavor.
Yeah.
I was a pig in poo. I was as happy could be. If you are in some town in the central part of Florida that I don't know, check out Manny's Chop House. You will not be. There they go. There they go.
Oh, look at that.
And then
That is-
later on, and I'm amazed I did not gain weight over the weekend, we brought dessert home. Carly got a slice of carrot cake.
From Manny's?
From Manny's. Michael got a piece of chocolate cake. I said, nothing for me, please.
I'll have another
Until-
order of beans and rice.
Until everybody got home
Yes.
and went to bed early, and Michael hadn't eaten his cake, and I ate it. I ate his entire chocolate cake
Yeah.
at like 1 in the morning. But I
That's
still
well.
managed to
I've
lose
dealt with
weight over the weekend.
nutritionists in the past, Mike. If you're going to have sweets, it's best to have them at 1 in the morning.
Yes, late at night, right before you're going to go to bed. That's it. Thank you. We have to take a break. Lots going on in the world. We'll be covering it. Yes,
Oh, my
because we
gosh,
cover
so
all the
much.
major news stories of the day, ladies and gentlemen. We will take a break and return. Just remember, that's my recommendation to you. If you are somewhere where you don't know where you are in the central state of the great state of Florida, in fact, when Josh comes down in his rental car, you want a little lunch, grab lunch. Grab lunch at Manny's Chop House. You'll never regret it, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back.
Share your love of TMOS with a friend. And when they tell a friend, and their friend tells a friend, and that friend tells a friend, it goes on and on and on and on and on and on. Gee, if everyone did that, wouldn't the world be a happier place?
That's sweet. I know that voice. Welcome back, that voice,
Nice
to the
to have
show.
it back, right?
Summertime hot weather requires extraordinary hydration. Drinking it right now. Liquid IV hydrates you with benefits like electrolytes, essential vitamins, and clinically tested nutrients with 3 times the electrolytes of the leading sports drink in a single stick. It's clear why Liquid IV is the #1 powdered hydration brand in America. The secret is LIV, L-I-V, not the golf tour.
No.
LIV Hydrocyte, LIV Hydrocyte.
Yeah.
The science-backed formula that has optimized the ratio of electrolytes, essential vitamins, and clinically tested nutrients to turn ordinary water into extraordinary hydration. It's a zero-sugar hydration solution with no artificial sweeteners, clinically tested to hydrate more than water alone. And I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I do. I love it. Tear, pour, live more.
Yes.
1 stick, 16 ounces of water. Hydrates better than water alone. Turn your ordinary water into extraordinary hydration with Liquid IV. Get 20% off your first order of Liquid IV when you go to liquidiv.com and use code TMOS at checkout. That's 20% off your first order when you shop Better Hydration today using promo code TMOS at liquidiv.com.
Oh, look at the Kraken. He's being served au jus.
You can eat.
Did they offer you au jus with your permit?
Not only offered, they put it on the plate.
Attaboy.
They did, Rob.
Thank
They
you,
put
Manny.
it
Did
on
you
the
meet
plate.
Manny?
No, Manny wasn't there. Yeah, it was Manny Ramirez too,
I
former
knew
Red
this.
Sox great. All right, I think everybody saw this video. I was going to call Rob and tell him to put this video up, but we didn't need to see that.
It's
our
horrible.
show. Back in November, Diddy's ex-girlfriend Cassie Ventura sued him for rape and abuse. Her allegations included a claim that Diddy physically assaulted her in a hotel hallway in March of 2016. Cassie also claimed that Diddy paid the hotel $50,000 for security footage that captured the assault. Through his attorney, Diddy called her claims offensive and outrageous, but he still settled with her the next day. Remember how quickly that happened, which
remember
tells
when
the
it
world
went
something's
away.
up
That's right.
or it's legit. He did not admit guilt, but now we know why he settled so quickly. On Friday, CNN posted the video, the surveillance video, horrifying. It shows Diddy punching Cassie, kicking her while she's down. That's the move that I hate more than anything. When you see, I don't care what the circumstances are, whether it's two guys getting in a fight. The kicking when you're down on the ground has always been, to me, the most horrifying thing in the world. So he kicks her, then he drags her by her sweatshirt, then he throws a vase at her.
Yes.
Yesterday, 2 days after the video surfaced, Diddy posted an apology on Instagram saying he was at rock bottom when the incident occurred. He had it. Yeah, but you also have already said you found it offensive and outrageous. So you didn't know.
And I don't care, because if it's, you can be at rock bottom, but when you start buying security footage and making it go away,
Right.
you're not at rock bottom because you haven't done that yet. That's
Yesterday,
rock bottom.
2 days after it surfaced, he posted an apology on Instagram saying that he takes full responsibility for my actions in the video. I was disgusted then when I did it. I'm disgusted now. I went and sought professional help. I got going to therapy and going to rehab. I had to ask God for his mercy and grace. Yeah, bring God into it. That's always
course.
good. I'm so sorry, but I'm committed to be a better man each and every day. I'm not asking for forgiveness. I'm truly sorry.
I watched his apology, as I think a lot of people did, and it felt really perfectly written by his people.
It's exactly what it was.
It was so just wrote what he did. It's not fair.
It's something that be your own judge, but it's just when you see that and it's out there, and it always seems to be the videos that surface or when they're in a situation like a hotel or when somebody behaves badly in a public environment. The cameras are watching, folks. They are always watching.
He should have known that. He should have put on some clothes at least, because he was in a towel.
Yeah, and did a good job keeping the towel around his waist.
Yeah, I have trouble when I do that.
Because otherwise we would have seen little Diddy.
Doodad.
Hey. If you try to watch Goodfellas on the AMC channel, a channel Rob Spiewak adores.
No, I like TCM better than American.
I
Movie
get those
Classics.
confused.
Yeah,
Which is
American
the one
Movie-
with Mankiewicz.
Mankiewicz, that's TCM. That's the good one.
Mankiewicz, that's TCM.
Yeah.
Well, if you watch it on AMC, you'll see a trigger warning at the beginning. The warning says, quote, "This film includes language and or cultural stereotypes that are inconsistent with today's standards of inclusion and tolerance and may offend some viewers." What are we doing?
Mike, if they want
What
to
are
put
we doing?
if they want to put up a trigger warning for AMC's version of Goodfellas, put up a warning that it's going to be 9 hours because they're going to fill it with commercials. That's what triggers me.
Man, come on.
I know.
AMC says they added the warning back in 2020, and for some reason people are only noticing now. Other mob films like The Godfather don't have it. Just a generic viewer discretion warning. Bo Dietl, who played a police officer in the movie, says, quote, "The effing political correctness has effing taken everything away. This is how life was back then."
Wasn't Bo Dietl, Mike? Wasn't he in Walking Tall?
Bo Dietl. Bo Dietl. Yeah. All right. I'll fight you. Who was that guy? Joe Don Baker?
Yeah, Joe Don Baker.
Yeah, that's Joe Don Baker right there. I'll set you right up. I'll kick your ass right now. Anyway, the guy says this is how life was back then. It's not a clean, beautiful thing. You can't cleanse history. This business of triggering and contain stereotypes, I feel as though they are covering their ass when they really don't need to cover their ass. That's the way I look at something like this.
I've always felt that art needs to slightly trigger you.
Yeah.
It's how you get a reaction.
You walk out of a theater and, the movie that affected the theater more than any that I've seen was Schindler's List, where it's the movie I remember where people sat in the theater for a long period of time after the movie was over. They reflected.
Yeah.
And it's just amazing. Former mobster Michael Francese, I've seen him interviewed a lot online. He also thinks the warning is ridiculous. Quote, "We don't need anyone protecting mob guys." It's crazy.
Well, that's true, too.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, are we... It to me is like we are that naive that we need to have a warning there that we don't think... Everybody that watches Goodfellas, most people know that is a segment of organized crime. It is no more representative of Italian Americans than the Westies and Whitey Bulger would be representative of my people. Give me a break. Everybody just chill the F out.
Do they think the triggering is because people don't know that the mob at one point was a more serious thing? And
that's what it's argued now, that the mafia is no longer what it once was. But in those days, these neighborhoods in certain areas, it was they controlled streets.
Don't ignore history, folks. It's a bad precedent.
Chill out. Let's take you back to a better time when people didn't care, when people really didn't care. Jeff Daniels, one of my all-time favorite actors.
Yes, great guy.
Love his versatility, love his ability to do many, many different roles. His most recent was, I think it's called A Man in Full, and he plays a Southern mogul, and it is wonderful.
He can
if you get
play
a chance,
anything.
check it out. Jeff Daniels was told by his agents not to do Dumb and Dumber. That he wanted to work with Jim Carrey and change things up with a comedy after doing movies like Terms of Endearment and Speed. Who can blame the guy? That's what great actors want to do. They want to shake it up a little bit. So going into filming, he knew he had to go all in, including with the infamous scene where he has explosive diarrhea on a broken toilet, which is arguably the most fun scene in the movie.
I remember.
Right? Yep. Jeff says doing that scene made him nervous because he thought it could potentially end his career. I can understand that.
Yeah.
I can understand where Ned Beatty, when he was in Deliverance and he does the rape scene in Deliverance, he was kind of pigeonholed. I don't think it ended his career.
You want to use a different word.
But I don't know the right word. It potentially, he was known for it for the rest of his career.
Typecast, yes.
No, I don't think he was typecast, Rob. What? Like, who we're going to do the person that wants the sodomy scene? We're going to call Ned Beatty? I don't think it went like that.
They had to cut that out of network. When
That's right. When Jack Lemmon really stressed out.
It's not
No, network is not Jack Lemmon. What's the one network? What's the nuclear power plant one? That's Wilford Brimley. With Jack Lemmon.
The China
Syndrome?
That also had a great
Network.
Great
No, you don't want that. That's when Peter Finch?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay. Let me stop. Anyway, I would completely understand that somebody would feel like that. He said that was a couple of hours of porcelain gymnastics and that close up on my red face. I have been doing it so long I had almost passed out. I did my job beyond my job. That scene will probably outlive us. It will be funny 40 years from now. I love it when a guy talks because he knows how embarrassing it is. Jeff previously mentioned that even Clint Eastwood was a fan of that scene. I love that scene when you're on the toilet.
And it really
I know what you're thinking.
It put a button on the fact that they cut out his diarrhea scene from Terms of Endearment.
I know what you're thinking. You're thinking you had 2 orders of the rice and beans at Manny's Chop House. And you're thinking, so will I go to the porcelain bowl
Well, do you, punk? But anyway, I like Jeff Daniels. He's a fun guy, and I'm glad that he did that. Before his PGA Championship second round at Valhalla Golf Club, this was the big story for last week.
Friday.
World number one golfer Scotty Scheffler was arrested, hit with 4 charges, including felony second-degree assault on a police officer. Scheffler and his lawyers claim the incident was a big misunderstanding, and here we go. Didn't take long. It appears prosecutors agree. Prosecutors are planning to drop all charges against Scheffler, according to Kevin Van Valkenburg of No Laying Up. I guess that's a website dedicated to golf reporting. He reports that, according to a source familiar with the office's thinking, Jefferson County prosecutors are planning, as of now, to drop the charges against Scotty Scheffler early this week. He is scheduled to be arraigned at 9 a.m. on Tuesday, and good for him. I saw a picture. Did you see the picture of the cop?
I did not.
Yeah, look, I don't know where they got the picture from, but the cop just looks pissed off. You know, one of those pissed off pictures of cops that you have there? I want more info. I want body cam. I want to see what really went down.
No, I'm just so glad that they resolved it and they're letting an innocent man walk. I think that's great.
That's, as far... What are you talking about? Now, what is your point? What is your point? You're arguing about this? You think he was guilty?
I think he was guilty that in the span of one weekend they can drop all charges.
Because I think what do you think he would be?
He's good for the industry, Mike. He's very good for the industry.
You smell a rat where I don't think there's rat. The only way this will be resolved is if they release body cam, and there will be amazing pressure to release the body cam footage. However, in the event, yes, Josh Soroka,
they've already come out and said there is no body cam footage.
I thought they said last week that there was body cam footage.
The mayor says the police officer did not have a body cam on.
Oh, my goodness. But other
How
ones
convenient.
Yeah, that is very convenient. And then he goes away. It's like our voice of reason comes in.
It's very convenient. And you know what? If there are other body cams, you know what happens all the time? They accidentally get erased. It just happens.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think we'll never probably know the whole truth if that's the case. Right?
Yeah.
But he said he was listening to another officer and moving forward. Now, here's what I got out of the story. 10 yards. That's how far he went. Mm-hmm. 10 yards is not that far. And certainly if you're going slow, and if you go 10 yards, and you stop, I'm on Team Scheffler on this one.
All right.
You don't, Rob, you always side against the professional athletes.
Always.
You know you do.
Well, no, Mike, just let me restate this. That Valhalla, which, by the way...
Welcome to Valhalla, Mr.
Yeah,
Spiewak.
exactly.
We have one of your favorite non-alcoholic mint juleps that we've got for you.
You're at Valhalla, and that is the biggest weekend of that town's year.
Yeah.
And if something bad happens, it looks bad on Valhalla. So maybe you weren't wearing a body cam, and maybe there's no other footage, and we're going to drop all the charges, and that's
Kentucky
fine.
Rain. Another chance.
Down.
I want to be able to sing like Elvis on every show. Kentucky Rain in Valhalla. And a number one golfer has to go to his tee time because it's important, Valhalla.
You went right from Kentucky Rain to In the Ghetto.
Scotty Scheffler, Kentucky Rain. Oh, he's getting to his tee time, dragging a cop. Oh, it's a big problem to mop Valhalla. Finally today, if you are cheating on your partner,
I'm listening.
You'll be caught eventually these days. Cheaters are usually outed by some kind of technology, but there are also crazy circumstances like this. A 26-year-old female veterinarian says that she was just starting a new job last week when they had someone bring in a very sick puppy. They did an X-ray and realized that the dog had eaten something that had become caught in his system. Oh. They performed an emergency surgery and pulled out the obstruction. It was a thong.
Look out.
They told the owner, and she didn't understand because she didn't own a thong. She called her husband, and apparently... I don't understand. She called her husband, and apparently the revelation that it was another woman's came to the surface. Excuse me. While they were on the phone. Sick burn.
Yeah, it is a sick burn. Face.
The vet said she felt terrible for the woman because it was a horrible way to find out, not to mention the stress over the dog, which could have passed away if the thong had not been removed in time. The dog will be fined. The marriage, we're not so sure. I had, years and years ago, a fraternity brother who ate a thong one time. He was fine. I don't know why. I don't know. I don't know what that means.
Hard to pass
But it made me laugh. It was
hard to pass.
funny. There you go.
Well, today's show in 3D.
Yeah, there you go. 3D special. All right, we're going to take a break, and we're going to come back. And you're listening to the Mike O'Mara Show. Well, hello. Let's face it. Everybody has to deal with bugs in and around your house. If bugs are even a minor problem for you, you have to check out our next sponsor, Pesty. Rob uses them. Pesty, a do-it-yourself pest control company on a mission to provide pro-grade pest control products at an affordable price. Anybody that has to deal with exterminators, we have them down in Florida. You have to deal with money.
A lot of money.
With Pesty, there's no more waiting all day with stacks of cash for the bug guy to show up when you can spray it yourself within a few minutes. While other pest control companies charge hundreds of dollars and make one-size-fits-all plans, Pesty makes a customized treatment plan for you based on your location's bugs and climate. And the best part? Pesty is kid and pet friendly, so you don't have to worry about their safety. Plus, Pesty offers...
Well, you distracted?
Oh, look. My Pesty got here.
Oh,
That's
great.
it.
Oh,
That's what it looks like, folks. There it is.
You know how
That's
easy it
Mrs.
is,
O'Mara.
Mike? You get a bag, you put in the stuff, you fill the bag with water, it comes with a rechargeable squirter, and you go outside and you just do all the seams of your house. Total time investment, maybe 10 minutes.
Now is
And
the
it
time
works.
to protect your home from bugs for less with Pesty. Head to pesty.com/TMOS and use code TMOS for an extra 10% off your order. That's pesty.com/TMOS for 10% off. And make sure you use our promo code TMOS so they know that we sent you. Now, Josh, stand by on this one because this is another one that really came across my desk last minute, but I want to be up on it. I've been running around
Breaking
like
news,
crazy.
Mike?
Breaking news, not necessarily breaking as much as you wanted to play breaking news sound.
No, I don't necessarily have to play it. I just want to know what you were doing.
Breaking news, Rob. Breaking news. Iranian President Ibrahim Raisi, a hardliner seen as a potential successor to Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, was killed after his helicopter crashed in poor weather in mountains near Azerbaijan. Officials and state media have reported that the charred wreckage of the helicopter, which crashed on Sunday, carrying Raisi, Foreign Minister Hussein. Yes, I'm a
Be
CNN
respectful,
news anchor.
please.
Amirabodalian.
Exactly.
6 other passengers and crew was found early Monday. Supreme Leader Khamenei, who holds ultimate power with a final say on everything in the country,
Right.
Including the nuclear program and foreign policy, said that Vice President Mohammed Mokber would take over. So the one question I had about this, nobody smells any kind of rat. Do they really do believe this was a weather-related tragedy?
He is not beloved. I understand.
What do you mean not beloved by who? By the Israelis or
The-
by? I know he's not beloved by anybody in this country.
No,
That's
but
way
the
that
people
goes.
of Iran, they're saying that a lot of people are celebrating in quiet. Women have taken off their veils. I mean, he was a very repressive leader for them. So the fact, but I don't feel this is, for some reason, I'm all in. Are you okay?
Yes, I'm just getting my phone out. It's going crazy
Oh, I
here.
thought perhaps you were adjusting the doodads. But I get the impression that Scheffler is a crooked thing. I think this is honest.
Wait a minute. Now we're going back. We're going back. You think? All right. Let's just. Now you've really thrown me for. You think Scotty Scheffler had like a full-fledged jam on the gas, try to kill a cop meltdown that
No,
would
he didn't-
result
he
in a
didn't- he
felony
didn't.
charge against him?
He
for
should be charged. He should be
attempted-
charged, but nothing's going to happen there. I do think this is a genuine.
It's like you wanted to
weather-related
finish up with that, though. We're going to have to agree to. If there's no body cam footage, there's no way anyone can prove whether that's true or not.
And this day and age, who tapes anything?
But you believe that the evil leader of Iran went down, and it was a legitimate accident.
I do.
It wasn't
And-
like the Israelis putting a bomb on the
No.
plane or anything.
And at
like
this
that.
point, I would like to, Mike, if possible, announce my candidacy for president of Iran.
Iran, Rob Spiewak, flock of seagulls.
That's going to be my campaign song.
So they have footage from state TV showing the wreckage on a foggy hillside. Man, oh man, those helicopters in fog. You know, I go back for some reason, totally unrelated to the Iranian situation, but I think of Kobe when
Of course.
Kobe's helicopter went down in the fog. Deputy Foreign Minister Ali Bagheri Khani was appointed as acting foreign minister following the death of the other guy. The crash comes at a time of growing dissent with Iran over an array of political and social crises. So we'll see what happens. I don't know. I mean, sometimes they bring a guy in that's more of a hardliner.
Yeah.
Let me see. Since Hamas attacked Israel on October 7th, with the provoking the assault on Gaza, there have been a lot of controversy surrounding Iran as a proxy for other terrorist organizations. This guy who died, he was 63, elected president in 2021. Since taking office, he's ordered a tightening of morality laws. Maybe
Yep.
that's what you're talking about, why
Yep.
people are... Russian President Vladimir Putin... Boo. He called Raisi a true friend of Russia. Well,
What else do you need to know?
there you are. There was less reaction from Western capitals, though the European Union and Japan expressed condolences. Yeah, but their condolences were, sorry! Iran-backed militant group Hamas, fighting Israeli forces in Gaza with Tehran's support, issued a statement expressing sympathy to the Iranian people for this immense loss. The Hezbollah group, that's the Lebanon terrorist group, and the Houthi rebels in Yemen also issued statements. Meanwhile, the exiled opposition group, the National Council of Resistance of Iran, described his death in a statement as a monumental and irreparable strategic blow to the Islamic Republic. Well, they're saying that it could affect Iran, you know?
Was it an Iranian helicopter?
No, it was a Bell. It was an American helicopter.
Was it really? Okay,
Yeah.
I was just curious.
Yeah. I'm not sure they make them in Iran. Iranian helicopters. I don't know if they make their
That's
own.
what I was going to buy when I became president of Iran.
Oh, I don't know if they do that. That's it. But I think in this day and age, you never really know. I would think that don't you think if there was even a slight chance that they would be screaming bloody murder about the fact that this was a terrorist attack
Of
on
course,
Israel's
yeah.
part? That they
It
did
feels.
that?
I mean, I hate to just be dismissive, but it feels genuine to me. It was a weather-related helicopter accident.
And unfortunately, the Iranians, when it comes to the United States, are the bad guys. you
Yeah,
know.
they have
Although, and by the way, I shouldn't go in this territory, but there's a book that I read called The Tattooist of Auschwitz, and I recommend
Yes.
it to a lot of listeners. And then a wonderful listener, I forgot his name. It's in. I'll give him credit later on. Hit me to a Paramount Plus series where they've made that into a television program now.
Oh, really?
With Harvey Keitel playing the old man, reminiscing about being the tattooist of Auschwitz. And I get back to, I just can't help myself when I think of the protests, and I agree with the protesters that the innocent loss of life happening in Gaza is a horrible, horrible situation. But when you look at the history of the Jewish people, and I do still think we have to be reminded. Yes, so there are people that would argue for the Palestinian cause. We've heard plenty of that. No, I don't think you can ever hear enough of what a stain on world history that was, and what the systematic idea of just wholesale murder of people in camps, men, women, children, just because they were Jewish. It just. Do you ever feel, Rob, that when you think about the reaction
Right.
of the Israeli ancestors of people murdered in the gas chambers and murdered by the Nazis who live in Israel because they had to find a place where they could settle in peace, and then someone comes over the border and kills over 1,000 Israelis, I don't justify the massive attack, but do you somehow understand the mindset that there would be people saying never again, never again? And if you're trying to murder us because we are Jewish,
it's
does that
it's
make
something.
sense to you
It
at all?
does. It does. And there's something that I feel almost hesitant to try to form an opinion because something that heinous I can't relate to because it has never affected my people per se. I can't put myself in the mindset of the Jewish people that have that in there. And folks, remember, in their recent history,
yes, modern history.
Yeah. But I can relate to the fact that it's like, God, what next? You know, it's like, I have Jewish blood. I can relate a little bit just to knowing that, I have that linkage to these people that were decimated. And I can't wrap my head around it.
I want to make sure people know this. I completely understand the protests. I completely understand. And my daughter and I got into it about this way back at Thanksgiving. We did. We got into a big heated argument about it because because of her argument, I understand completely that you can't eradicate people from the face of the earth.
No.
You have to ultimately, other than we'll murder you, you'll murder us, we'll murder you, you'll murder us, you have to, at a certain point, sanity has to prevail, and I don't know in that part of the world if it ever
can.
will.
Yeah.
All I can say is that I get the people that are protesting about women and children being blown up and losing their homes and starving to death in Gaza. I understand where the mindset of the hardliners, as much as I hate to side with hardliners. I'm not siding with either one, but I certainly understand when you look at the history of the Jewish people in the world, God almighty, 6 million Jews, you can understand where it comes from.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's it. I just wanted to say it. And the bottom line, the Iranian guy, I won't be shedding a lot of tears based on the oppression of his own people. That's it. That's what I wanted to say
please
about that.
vote Spiewak in 24.
Now, on a lighter note, we will
I'm
come
sorry?
back with something a little bit light. Rob will be running for president of Iran, and I will share with you the Mike O'Mara Show Family Compliment of the Week.
Oh, how
And,
nice.
it occurred shortly after we had visited Manny's Chop House from my son on the drive down here to where I live. We'll be right back. All right, listen up. It's time to discover the transformative power of DermGlowSkin.com for weight loss. Witness the results yourself. I've shed over 80 pounds and I never felt better. DermGlowSkin.com streamlines weight loss management effortlessly. I ran around the house yesterday doing this studio thing, and the me of 2 years ago would not have been doing that. I would not have had the energy or the flexibility to move and do what was required, and I'm really, really happy.
I know that when you
about
build
it.
a studio, you have to do a lot of planking.
Yes, I
And
do
it
planks, burpees, all those exercises
Hip-ups.
in the middle. Yes. DermGlowSkin.com streamlines weight loss management effortlessly. You simply take a quick quiz. You consult. That's hard to say. Take a quick quiz. Take a quick quiz.
Take a fast test.
Consult with a doctor and have your weight loss medication delivered directly to you. No insurance needed. Once you begin, expect continuous medical support, clinically proven ingredients, and tailored care. All supplies are included, so you can start immediately. Don't hesitate. Isn't it time to shut up to 26% of your body weight? I'm living proof that it works. Stop the food noise and reclaim your true self. Get excited and reach out to Carla for any inquiries. She is dedicated to assisting you. DermGlowSkin.com. Let's go. So I've mentioned multiple times on this program that my eye.
Oh, how is your eye?
It's not as bad as it was, but it's still. Hold on. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
It's still a little bad as
Yeah.
I zoom in a little.
Remember, Mike, when we were...
No, it's not nearly as bad.
No.
but, it's
See,
bad.
you were talking about trying to match our shots
Hi.
when you build the new studio. Can you just leave it
Yes.
like that? I think that's a pretty good match. Hi.
Hi, Rob.
Very good. That one's good. I
Is
would
that
save
okay?
that shot.
Am I back
yeah.
to normal? Josh,
Yeah.
does this look normal to you? Does that look okay? I'm
You're
trying
good.
to do my best. I got to lock
Looking
in a
good.
perfect shot with that. So getting back to what I was going to say, I had this problem, and because we're on the road, I have an eye problem. It's like on the outside of the inside part of
Eye
of the
problem, eye 40, all these eye issues.
Yes, and so with the puppy and everything,
Saw him playing with his big brother on Facebook. Very cute.
Oh, I didn't mention that we went to and it was such a bad eating day that after we went to Manny's Chop House, there was an ice cream parlor just down the road, like literally 5 minutes down the road.
Manny's
we went in
ice
there,
cream parlor.
and it was a Latin ice cream joint. That not only did they have homemade ice cream, which was wonderful, but they had just freezers full of what appeared to be Central American and Mexican frozen treats that were in there.
Oh, cool.
That were labeled, and it was very, very. That's the center of agriculture. A lot of Latin Americans are involved in agriculture in Florida, and it was right there in the middle. And
did you sample any of the products?
No, I just got ice cream,
Okay,
and my son got ice cream.
I thought maybe you would get one of the delicious cumin pops.
There you go. I'll have the jalapeno dilly bar, please.
Gross.
Thank you. So we're driving along, and Michael's got his treat, and at one point Michael says, just out of nowhere, "Dad, you know what?" I said, "What?" "Your eye." I said, "What about my eye?" I said, "Your eye. Your eye looks like the French flag."
It's a lovely compliment to your dazzling baby blues.
I said, "What?" He said, "Well, Dad, your eyes are blue. Then you got the white part, and then you have the red part."
Yeah.
Yeah, he couldn't mention the American flag. He has to mention the French flag.
Well, the French flag is more segmented, you know.
Very, very much so.
Yeah.
That's, oh, by the way, I had to ask you this. Did you finish your landscaping over the weekend? Did you?
Robert did not. So we've still got bags of mulch. So
what are you doing?
I don't know.
What are you doing?
You know what?
Huh?
I'm recusing myself from the situation.
Did you have a good weekend?
I had a fantastic weekend. Are you kidding me?
Okay.
I got to go to a concert with my daughter, see a movie with my mom, whole deal. It was a great
Oh, that's
weekend.
right. You went to North by Northwest, the Cary Grant feature.
Yes. And also James Mason.
You need to take your wife on a date.
You know, I literally begged her to go to see. I bought the tickets.
She
and
just
I
want to go to see one of your old fart movies.
She likes that movie, but she wouldn't
does?
go. She does. Anyone
But
would,
I mean,
Mike.
does she really want to go to a theater? She doesn't, obviously. She didn't go.
No. Maybe she would want to go see The Fall Guy.
Is everything all right? Just like I like to check. 'Cause
absolutely.
She didn't come on the show. You begged her to come on the show. She didn't go to the
Absolutely.
movie. You begged her to come on the movie.
I
Everything
know.
okay in Denmark? Everything going all
is
right?
fine in Denmark.
All
yes.
right, just checking. So,
But
which
if
do you
you-
want to talk about? The movie, or do you want to talk about wherever else you went?
Well, I have a brief story, and I'm wondering, get to the other stuff in a future show, but I saw a situation. We went to the movies, and I'm wondering if you would get involved. Because my mom and I pulled up to the Dulles Town Center, formerly a beautiful shopping mall, now mostly a place where people go to get their COVID shots. That's what they did. They turned Nordstrom into a COVID.
Malling of America has changed dramatically. Do
It has.
they make a practice of showing vintage cinema to get people to come in?
It's actually not this theater. It's an outfit called Fandango where you can buy tickets. And I'm on their mailing list, so they will send me stuff. And they're very,
Yeah,
very.
but they showed this movie in a theater, right?
Yeah, but there's other theaters that do it as well. It's not exclusive to this theater.
Okay, all right.
But as we pulled up, saw something that always turns my head: a little puppy, sort of a dusty brown, looking beautiful little guy, and two guys that looked a little unsavory were walking this dog, and the dog obviously did not want to walk.
How did they look unsavory?
They didn't look family oriented.
What does that mean?
They sort of had I would say a gangstery appearance. You know, tough guys.
Are you being racist again?
I'm not. I'm just
All right.
saying that the image that they projected was that of. I wouldn't picture these two gents with a young puppy. That's all.
Okay.
And
They didn't
so-
look like puppy kind of guys.
They did not. And so they're walking this dog, and this dog doesn't want to walk. He keeps sitting down, and they don't pick him up. I mean, he's the size of a meatloaf. He's a little guy. They could easily pick him up, but they're dragging him sort of Like really not anything that's
not
cruel.
cool.
It's not cruel, but it's not cool either. And then they
Did you think if you intervened, you'd get shot?
I wasn't at the point where I was going to maybe intervene yet.
You're
And
in the burbs, by the way.
Yeah, but this is sort of the Dulles Town Center has turned into a place where it's not really burby. There's some tough stuff going on out there. It's because it's so lightly attended anymore. There's not a lot of people there, and so they go up to a trio of younger unsavory fellows and present the dog to them, and it looks to me like a sale is going down.
Did you feel? Did the dog appear to be the type of dog that might be used in dog fighting?
It's funny you would bring that up because at this point, my mom and I got out of the car and we were walking into the theater, and I noticed that the dog was a beautiful young pit bull. I mean, and maybe 10, 11 weeks old. And they're obviously discussing some sort of transaction because they came from separate cars.
This is
separate
outside of the theater?
Yeah. And I walked up and I said to my mom, I said, I hate to see that. And she says, and my mom said, I've already constructed the entire scenario in my head. They've bred this dog and they're selling it for dog fighting. And maybe it is,
That's
and maybe it
a
isn't.
stretch. You have no
maybe
idea
it is.
whether
I have
that's
no
happened.
idea. But that was the feeling I got.
You and your stereotypes.
Well, Mike, let me tell you about stereotypes. Pit bulls are fighting dogs. That's not a stereotype.
God. I see you and your mom.
But-
Yeah. Will you look at that? Those people coming into our suburban mall with their
During
dog
our-
fighting.
With their I'm interrupting my Alfred Hitchcock motion
Now I'm
picture.
going to the comments right here. Oh, my God.
But anyway, I did not intervene. But to me, it made me feel a little sad. Because you know what? There are a lot of dogs out there to be adopted. I don't want to see a pit bull being sold outside of a movie theater. It just made me feel bad. And I don't know if you would feel bad too.
Nah, I wouldn't. You'd never have to worry about it with me. It's where I've gotten all my pit bulls. That's where I go. You want to see? You want to get a good? Oh, I'm going to sneeze. I don't want to sneeze. I got a lot of dust
Mike,
kicked
you're
up in here.
allergic. You're allergic to pit bulls.
Pit bulls? No, because if you want to get a pit bull down here in Fort Myers, you go to the AMC. It's where they have a pit bull flea market on the weekend.
Does it come in
Right near Edison Mall, they have a pit bull flea market right across from the AMC theater.
I wanted to buy a pit bull in the Dune popcorn bucket.
God, I hope they don't do that. I hope against hope that doesn't really happen.
Me
That
too.
would be-
But it
that
was,
would be
you know what? It was my friend. You know what?
So
Shame
you
on
jump
me.
out of the car and say, "Hey, you're selling that dog to fight. I'm Rob Spiewak, and I say, stop that. Stop that."
I did not do that. I walked up to them and calmly said, you may think you want to buy a dog, but what you really want to buy is available at tmosstore.com.
No, you walked out, hopped out of the car, walked up and said, "Hey, what school do you go to?"
I didn't do a thing, and I
All
feel
right.
bad I didn't. But anyway, shame on me for making that whole.
Well, now I feel like there's some injustice that was not. Did you? Let me ask this last question.
Okay.
This is terrible though because
Okay.
it's all speculation.
It is.
It's very, very borderline. It's very borderline.
It is.
I
It
think
is.
you're
And
going to
I-
catch a lot of heat.
Well, if you know what, I can't correct the way that I think. And I just saw a lot of ingredients. When you see a baby pit bull being sold in a not standard situation, I'm sorry that my mind put together this scenario. I'm sorry my mom put together the same scenario in her head. But I love dogs and I didn't want to see that as a problem. I'm sorry, I interrupted. You had a question.
Why can't you just live and let live, Rob? That's my question.
Because I love too hard, Mike.
You love so much it hurts.
I do. I love it hurts.
I don't know. That's interesting. We have to move on.
We do.
You've got a thing today? Do you have a thing?
Yes, and it's all about pit bulls.
Okay, very good. We'll take a break. Come back with the flip side. Hey, gang. We know that you know that we have had some changes around here at the TMOS Ranch, and that's great. We are evolving to meet the future. However, we know that there is a segment of our audience that wants some classic TMOS elements to stick around, and we listen to you. So here's a brief highlight from our most recent bonus show to illustrate we are still as charming as ever. Mr. Spiewak, let's go to the audio tape. Throw your f***ing papers away
Then what
so
if
we
I
can
need-
do a f***ing show without reading any f***ing thing at all, and we can f***ing come in here and f***ing cuss and do a f***ing show. Thank you. You see? Wonderful. And the best way to get more of that unvarnished TMOS goodness is to buy a bonus show. Get it at MikeO'MaraShow.com. Not only do you get more content, it remains the best way to support our show. Get your bonus show at MikeO'MaraShow.com. And one more time, Rob, if we could hear that.
You want to hear the clip one more time?
I think when you listen to this is how we love each other. Let's check it out. Throw your f***ing papers away
Then what
so
if
we
I
can
need-
do a f***ing show without reading any f***ing thing at all, and we can f***ing come in here and f***ing cuss and do a f***ing show. Take it away, Rob.
Oh, let's
My
do the
apologies.
thing.
The flip side.
Sure, Mike. 110, 220, whatever it takes. I have a phrase for you that I enjoy, and it's this.
It's electric, Rob. Boogie, woogie, woogie, woogie.
Bleach blonde, bad-built butch body.
What is it again?
It is bleach blonde, bad-built butch body. Are you familiar
Pineapple
with-
Princess. They call me Pineapple Princess.
No, this
Oh.
went on, and Mike, this went on in Congress, I believe on Friday, and it was...
Oh, the fight between
Yeah.
like AOC and Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Yes, and also there's a Jasmine Crockett involved, and this is
She
what
is
your-
my fave, by the way. I love Jasmine Crockett.
So watch this. This is what your tax dollars are paying for.
Do you know what we're here for? You know we're here about
just a-
AG.
I don't think you know what you're here for.
Well, you the one talking about. I guess
I
you
think
still
your
stuck in the
fake eyelashes
courtroom.
are messing up.
No,
what you're
ain't
reading.
nothing.
Hold on.
Listen.
That's Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Yes.
Mr. Chairman,
That's beneath
would
even
you
your
please
history and
regain
order
order
of
of
your
your
committee.
Order.
I do have a point of order, and I would like to move to take down Ms. Green's words. That is absolutely unacceptable. How dare you
Meeting
attack
will
the
suspend.
physical
Meeting will
appearance of another
suspend.
person?
Are your
Move
feelings hurt?
her words down.
Aw. Are your
feelings girl,
hurt?
Baby girl.
Oh, really?
Don't even play. with
Baby
me.
girl?
We're gonna,
I don't think
We are going to
so.
move, and we're going to take your words down.
I
Thank you very
second that motion.
You agree to strike your words?
Yeah. I'll
Okay.
agree.
Ms. Green agrees to strike her words.
I believe she
Chair
needs to
recognizes
apologize. No,
Mr.
she
Perry.
needs to apologize.
Okay, hold on. Then after Mr. Perry's going to be recognized, then Ms. Green
I'm not
has 4 minutes and
apologizing.
21
Well,
seconds.
then
Okay,
you're
reserve
not
the right to
striking your
object.
words.
I am
Mr.
not
Perry.
apologizing.
Now let's go.
Yay.
I'm just curious, just to better understand your ruling. If someone on this committee then starts talking about somebody's bleach blonde, bad built butch body, that would not be engaging in personalities, correct?
A what now?
Chairman,
I like the chairman like totally out of it.
I don't think that's a parliament.
Say what now? So anyway, that's what's going on in Congress, Mike. I know you want to be a part of it. Did we lose Mike?
Happened. Oh, dear.
Oh, no, you're back. You're back. It's good.
Okay.
Mike,
Thank you.
so that's what's going on in Congress. I might have been at fault there when I was removing the video from the
Oh,
stage.
okay.
So
All right.
my apologies.
No
Mike,
problem.
If I say to you the words Joe Elliott, what does that mean to you?
Matt Elliott's brother?
Nope. Joe Elliott.
It sounds familiar. Joe Elliott sounds familiar to me.
He is one of the founding members of Def Leppard.
Okay.
And
All right.
he is pissed. And
All
by
right.
the way, he looks great, just young.
Is he the drummer with one arm?
He is not. He is
Okay.
not. I think he might
All
be a
right.
guitarist. But people are using his name and his image to reach out and ask for money. And it's
Okay.
pissing him off because he says he doesn't need money.
And just dragged myself out of the studio because a friend of
He
mine
looks
just
good.
emailed me with another one of these, have you seen this one? Fake Joe Elliott emails where somebody has successfully scammed money out of some of our fans. It's been going on for a while. We do everything we can to block these things. But this is really starting to piss me off now because they're actually getting money out of folk. Here's the deal, right? I am the real me, okay? Joe Elliott in Dublin, in rainy Dublin, at home. That's my record collection behind. You can see a couple of Def Leppard box sets right there. Fake that, you twat. Not going to be able to do it. Here's the deal. Elliott is spelt with 2 T's, not 1. Everybody knows that. And I'm not much to brag, but I don't need your money, okay? I would never, ever ask you for money because my wife's divorcing me or my leg fell off or I need a glass eye. It's complete and utter horse shit.
So there's that. Mike, I removed you again. I don't know why this has happened.
That's awesome. That's
anyway.
okay. We're trying something new. We're doing full screen with it.
But
That's okay.
anyway,
No problem.
so yeah, if you get he doesn't need your money. That word. Let's close with this. I find it amazingly entertaining when you see a little kid that has an over-the-top British accent.
Okay.
Like almost like a Bridget Jones accent. Because they're little. How do they get that way in so few years? This is two little girls in Great Britain. They went to buy ice cream, and the ice cream cost a lot, Mike. £9.
Ooh.
£9. That's like $11. And also, the ice cream guy doesn't even take cards. He's requiring cash. Well, this little girl is having none of it.
Girls, what's just happened?
So, there's an ice cream van there selling just 2 ice creams with 2 chewing gums in it.
Yeah.
For bloody £9 for 2 of them.
£9 for 2?
Yeah, £9. That is going to get nowhere. The one that comes on my street is either £1 a p or £2. That is going to get nowhere with that.
No, he ain't, is it?
No, he ain't.
That's well bad, isn't it?
Yeah, you should know. And he only does bloody card. Stood there with my cash. Bloody hell.
That's well bad, isn't it?
Bloody well bad.
She's a twin.
Yep.
Yeah, bet he can hear me.
Oh, that's awesome.
Mike, that's all I have
that's
for you
my
today.
favorite British accent too. Hear me, Jamie Todd from
It
Ted
does sound like
Lasso.
Jamie
That's
Tart, yeah.
that's what it is. That's it. We got to get out of here, ladies and gentlemen. We're back with a brand new episode tomorrow. For Rob Spiewak and Josh Soroka, this is Mike O'Mara saying so long, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Make sure you check out the Mike O'Mara Bonus Show. Get it at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.
No, don't let him go.
We think of Rob as good Rob and bad Rob.
You've got to remember that these are just simple farmers. These are people of the land. You know, morons.